Live right now on 10 Tampa Bay. You know what? We are tracking Hurricane Milton's potential impacts to the Bay Area and how officials and neighbors are getting ready. We want to thank you for joining us. I'm Frank Wiley.
And I'm Courtney Robinson. Our live team coverage continues this half hour. We do have crews up and down the Gulf Coast, from evacuation efforts in multiple counties to picking up that debris before it becomes a projectile. We do have everything you need to know. I want to give you a live look right now out at the roads this afternoon. People are heeding these evacuation orders, mandatory evacuation orders in place. You are looking at I-4. Of course, all that traffic is heading eastbound, getting out of Tampa Bay. You can see I-275 north as well. We do want to get right over to Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins with a first look at the forecast. And Bobby, there's a lot of false information, some really scary information that's getting spread around. Let's stick with what's on the screen, right?
Yeah, that's right. Pick a trusted source for your weather and your news and go with that through this, okay? Especially if it's somewhere like us on TV, we're not going to be able to lie to you, right? And keep it through there, because people are just trying to get clicks and that type of thing, and it's not good. That's scary as it is, 175 mile per hour winds. Now, we do not expect that here, okay? But that's the clickbait that you're going to see out there for today. I would also tell you, I know a lot of folks are leaving. Download our app, our 10 Tampa Bay app. You can watch coverage that we will do through the storm. Even if you're in Orlando, if you're in Georgia, if you're in Miami, wherever you're going, you'll be able to watch the local coverage from here. Okay, so we'll have you covered. Now, 175 mile per hour winds. Look what this thing's been doing. But in the last 12 hours, it went from basically a Cat 1 to a Cat 5. 24 hours, it went from just about 80 to 175 mile per hour winds. Amazing. It's moving to the east at 9. Now, here's the forecast track. Drier air, some shear. It does start to weaken a little bit, but we're still thinking Cat 3 at landfall, which would be Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. So the timing for the tropical storm force winds, not the hurricane winds, but the tropical storm force winds, that would be after sunrise on Wednesday morning. Not a whole lot, but after that. So gradually through the day on Wednesday, the winds go downhill. Our probability of seeing that right now is basically close to 100%. We're going to get that, okay? Now, here is the rainfall. We've talked a little bit about the rainfall forecast. It looks like wherever the center goes in and then to the north will have the most rain. So inland flooding will be an issue, especially north of I-4. All right, so keep that in mind as well. If you live somewhere where it normally floods pretty good when it rains heavy, probably going to flood. We're talking 10 to 15 inches of rainfall are possible. Impacts begin especially Wednesday afternoon into the evening hours, go through the first half of Thursday into parts of Thursday night, but we'll be getting better at that time. Tropical storm force winds, just about everybody. Hurricane force winds right along that center where it moves onshore. Highest surge will be just along to the center and the south of where it goes. It's been flip-flopping, and that's why we can't tell you exactly where it's going to go right now. So today you need to stock up, finish your preps, boarding up. This is a board-up storm. If you're wondering, should I board up for this one? Yes, you do for this one. Evacuate if you're asked to do so. Don't forget, you can head over to our 10 Tampa Bay YouTube page. We've got great videos on how to get prepared for the hurricane. Lots of steps that you can do around your house today, this afternoon, to help you and your family get prepared. Coming up after this, I'm going to have county by county expectations, wind, rain, and surge. That's coming up in just about 10 minutes.
A lot to take away. Thank you, Bobby. Perhaps the best part of that, stick with a trusted source. As Bobby just said, we got you covered. Right now, mandatory evacuations are happening across Tampa Bay. Hernando and Pinellas counties calling for zones A, B, and C to evacuate. In Pasco, Hillsborough, Manatee, and Sarasota counties, there are mandatory evacuation orders for zones A and B. Now, regardless of your zone, if you live in a mobile or manufactured home, you're being urged to leave because of how strong those winds are forecast to be. And in Hillsborough County, that evacuation order just went into effect about an hour ago.
10 Tampa Bay's Hannah Deneen is at a rest stop off I-75 in Ruskin. And while many people evacuated during Helene, and I know a lot of people are coming up from Southwest Florida as well, so you're busy out there.
Courtney, this rest stop has been packed over the last several hours. Parking lot completely full, and some cars have had to pull over on the side here for that extra room. And you can see straight behind me as well, that's I-75 northbound, which has been moving at a crawl over the last several hours. We've been speaking with people here at this rest stop, some driving from as far south as Fort Myers this afternoon. and they all tell me they are confident in their decision to evacuate. They don't mind standing out in that traffic because they are trying to get out of Milton's way. Now, the roads are not the only place that are busy this afternoon. There's also a lot of action over at Tampa International Airport, where they announced earlier this morning that they will be suspending operations starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. We were there a few hours ago speaking with many people who'd made last-minute flights out or were still working to book something ahead of the closure.
I was supposed to fly out tomorrow to go to Miami to go catch another cruise, but obviously the airport is closed, so I have a lot of concerns. What am I going to do? I don't know, but maybe I'll stay in the hotel for a couple more days.
If you would like to evacuate but have nowhere to go, right now there are 9 emergency shelters open in Hillsborough County. You can find out more information about those locations right now on the county's website or on their social media pages. They are also, with the help of HART and first responders, coordinating rides to those emergency shelters if you do need a ride. Live in Ruskin, Hannah Deneen, 10 Tampa Bay.
All right, Hannah, thank you. Yes, there are emergency shelters that will be open in most all of your counties. So if you don't have a place to go out of your community, there are shelters that are safe to help you ride this storm out. And we're going to be here with you through all of that. Mandatory evacuations are also in place in Pasco County ahead of Milton.
Yeah, 10 Tampa Bay's Angelicia Bruton live for us at the Emergency Management Office, where a news conference just wrapped up with Emergency Management Director there, Angelicia.
Yeah, Andy Fossa says that there's a mandatory evacuation in place in Zone A and B and a voluntary evacuation in place in Zone C. Now, the county's main concern is this big pile of debris behind me. They say most of this debris came from flood-prone neighborhoods like the Gulf Harbors area, and after Hurricane Helene, it seemed like almost every home in that neighborhood had debris out on the side of the road. The county's goal is to remove all of this debris collected and take it to the landfill.
The debris is going to be a very big problem for Milton, and it's going to be a very big problem for first responders. With that debris floating around out there and stuff that's not able to float that's on the bottom, vehicles aren't going to see it, the first responders aren't going to, it's a recipe for disaster.
Crews are still working to pick up as much debris as possible, but Fossa is encouraging people to bring in any debris that might have taken to the side, that they might have taken to the side of the road, so it doesn't become hazardous after the storm hits.
All right, gave you a good look at the director right there. No doubt we'll hear more from him a little bit later as this storm approaches. Got to ask the question here, Angelicia. Do we know about the plans to open shelters in Pasco County?
Yeah, Frank, the county is encouraging people to stay with family and friends, but they did open several shelters at schools throughout the county at noon today, and they're going to have the Go Pasco bus services picking up people, taking them to the shelter as the weather permits. Live in Pasco County, Angelicia Bruton, 10 Tampa Bay.
As weather permits. Thank you, Angelicia. By the way, if you're not sure about which evacuation zone you are in, you can find that information right now on that free 10 Tampa Bay app. Again, free. We also have other resources available. You'll find those stories at the top of the page.
Right now, the city of Tampa and the city of St. Pete are offering free garage parking for those who live in low-lying, flood-prone areas. The city says this significantly will help people, especially those of you who drive an electric vehicle. If left unprotected, that surge water can get into the car and cause a fire. The city suggests parking EVs in one of their free garages on the 3rd floor or higher. Upper level parking will be available on a first come, first served basis for garages on Twiggs Street, the Tampa Convention Center, and several other locations. This is going to last through 5 o'clock this Thursday at this moment. St. Pete is also offering free garage parking for those who live in flood prone areas, and especially if you have those EVs. This is at the South Core Garage on 1st Avenue South. Entry will start at 5 o'clock tonight until 5 o'clock tomorrow, or the lot is full. Starting today, PSTA is waiving fares to help those evacuating in Pinellas County. The suspension covers all PSTA routes, the Jolly Trolley and Looper, as well as the paratransit service. And there are several locations where passengers can transfer and ride to a shelter with available space. Those spots include Park Street Terminal, Grand Central Station, and Westfield Countryside Mall. The PSTA office is also open today. It's going to close on Tuesday and Wednesday.
And Courtney, we're watching this happen in real time right here. You want to start making those transportation plans right now because those major bridges likely to shut down once the winds increase. So the Howard Franklin, the Gandy Bridge, and the Courtney Campbell Causeway all close when winds reach 45 miles an hour. The Skyway, of course, typically closes at the same speeds, but the Skyway much taller, as you know, so more elevation means faster wind speeds. Florida Highway Patrol is in charge of all those decisions. Plus a warning this afternoon for power outages.
Chico officials say while they have a plan in place, a storm of this size can damage both overhead and underground power lines. They're warning that extended power outages are possible, of course. Meanwhile, Florida Power and Light, they say that they're working right now to prepare for Milton, and they're putting line workers in place to go out and restore power. The company is also coordinating with the state and with county emergency operations as well. And you can watch our coverage of Hurricane Milton. Download the free 10 Tampa Bay Plus app on your streaming device. This is going to be the place where you're able to get all of the information you need, especially if your power does go out. We'll have the latest updates on the storm's track, and you can also tune in by downloading on your mobile app, mobile appliances as well, mobile devices. There we go, the 10 Tampa Bay app. With one storm coming, keep an eye out for price gouging. We break down the number of current reports and make sure that you know what to do if price gougers are near you.